Shout out to the family, man. It's the late night vibe. You know, this is the melanin version of the Hood Mystic. This is way past my bedtime. Hopefully the babies is put to sleep. We can talk about some grown folks things. This is for the podcast. You know, me, I don't like talking to myself. The reason why I don't do a lot of like pre-recorded material is because I feel so weird talking to myself. I gotta have an audience, even if it's one person. Just weird like that. Before it was YouTube, it was with my wife. Felt like my wife, I was getting on my wife's nerves, sounding crazy. So I had to find more crazy people like myself. Thus, the creation of the YouTube page. So, with that being said, welcome to the podcast. I'm trying to catch up on tea. Before I started this live, my goal was to drink this whole cup of tea. But I started the live and I ain't drank none of the tea, so I'm trying to catch up. Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to y'all. Hope y'all had a wonderful, productive day. Hope everything is well with you and your family. I want to get into the origin of prostitution. Of course, the origin of prostitution is the origin of money and the origin of religion, because women are God. Women are the embodiment and the recreation of the goddess. And I'm only saying this not to pander or pimp, no pun intended. I'm only saying this because it's a lot of women who do not fully understand their goddess energy. It's a lot of goddesses out here that inundate themselves with judgment, critiques, standards that were only given to them, standards that they did not create themselves as goddesses. So they look to men for guidance. They look for men to teach them and just end up pregnant and left alone. 2022 is the year of the goddess, and a lot of y'all will be activating y'all goddess energy, whether you like it or not. However, I want y'all to fucking like it. You feel me? So let's talk about the origin of prostitution. Before I get into my little slideshow, before I get into my history, it's not going to be a long video. It's not going to be a long podcast. However, I just want to give a little personal story as people join the live and kind of set up my personal fascination with prostitution. Because as y'all all know, Kyrie is rather nerdy, rather geeky. I am not a ladies' man. I don't care what y'all think. I am not a ladies' man. Just earlier today, it's the middle of the evening. It's dark as hell. A girl said, "Have a nice night." I said, "You have a good day." Girl making my smoothie gave me my smoothie. She said, "Thank you." I said, "Thank you." She said, "Drive safe." I said, "You too." She not even driving. I'm driving. Socially awkward. But I have a cousin, and he a real person. My cousin is a real person. He a real live person. Let me explain my cousin. He not really my cousin. He is my grandmother's best friend's grandson. So my grandmother and her best friend viewed themselves as sisters. So my grandmother had children and she had children. Her children and my grandmother's children looked each other as family. And they had children and we all looked at each other as family. Now, my cousin, that's not my cousin, is the actual blood cousin of Maverick Carter. And through this relationship, in-betweens and go-betweens, I would hang out with Maverick Carter as a youth in Akron, Ohio. But this is not about that. This is about moving from Ohio to Massachusetts. Now, I was born in Boston, Massachusetts, but I wasn't specifically raised in Massachusetts. I was specifically raised in Ohio. And Ohio, Canton, Akron, Ohio are small towns. You can get into some things, but for the most part, you just kind of, on your small town, everybody know each other type of deal. Meaning that when I lived in Canton, Ohio, every person that I seen, every car from a relative standpoint were cars that I've seen and people that I've seen before. When I moved to Massachusetts, every single day I seen completely new people. Like, I never, to the point that if I seen a person one time in Massachusetts, there's more than likely that I didn't ever see that person ever again, which was completely different from my upbringing. But I had to be introduced to the city. I had to get, runarounds. So of course, the first people that you hang out with is your cousins. Well, not my actual cousin, but my play cousin, my fake cousin. And for lack of a better words, we're going to call my cousin Lee. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories between me and Lee, and then I'm going to get into my presentation. Hope y'all having a wonderful evening, day, morning, whenever this podcast or video hits your beautiful earbuds. First time I hang out with Lee, because I moved to Boston from Canton, Ohio. This was post to me getting out of prison. So I'm in my mid-20s. I'm about 24, 25, 26-ish. Even though I just did hard time, I get out of prison, I'm still green, especially when it comes to the ladies. But my cousin Lee is not. He is the opposite of green. What's the opposite color of green? I don't know. He was that color all the way. What I'm trying to say is that my cousin Lee was a pimp, and I didn't never even, what is a pimp? Like a pimp? Yeah, he was a pimp. He had girls crawling all over him. When girls see me, they said, ew. When girls see me, they got a dirt devil and vacuumed the dust off my sweater and things of that nature. When girls saw my cousin Lee, they was giving him money and giving him all the love and attention that I'd never gotten in the world. They was massaging his back. This part, what's this part called, y'all? They was massaging that part. That's the stress part. They fed him. They opened his doors. They treated him like he was special, and women treated me like I was actually invisible. So quite naturally, my 20 some odd years went through a quarter life crisis. I wanted to be a pimp, But I did not know nothing about pimping or nothing about game. I just wanted to be treated like they treated my cousin Lee. But like Andre 3000 said, you can't be no pimp with no hoe. So I was a pimp in my own mind, like Ray Cash. This was also my introduction to magic and a slew of many other things because I wanted it so bad. Like I just wanted to be that because I wanted that energy bestowed upon me. I didn't want girls to, step on my big toe whenever they saw me. Just for no reason. Just, why the fuck are you so dusty? And just step on my big toe and then just keep walking. Why'd you step on my big toe? You deserved it, dusty ass. Nobody asked you to come outside as dusty as you was. Anyways. What I noticed about pimps was that they can ride high and they can also ride low. And me, I'm the tortoise, so I just generally kept it steady, kept it regular. I had me a nice little vehicle. What I mean nice was a 1998 Oldsmobile Bravada. It wasn't nice at all, but it was a car. It fit 5, and that's how many it was. It was me, my cousin Lee, and there's 3 girls in the back. But of course, those girls would interchange. And that's when I knew that girls, you don't necessarily get 3 in the back. You could probably put 4 or 5 in the back if you wanted to be creative, because girls can be skinny in that aspect and not even necessarily skinny. It was a couple of big girls. Didn't matter. It could get 4 or 5 in the back seat, but I digress. He was down and out. I had a vehicle. Cuz I need you to drive for me, take my girls to their cause. I won't pay you because you're my cousin. Back then, I didn't get paid. Back then I didn't get paid for shit. Back then I didn't value my time at all. I would just, listen, Brandy is my favorite singer, and I was always either sitting up in my room or I wanted to be down. Sure, cuz I'll drive you all over goddamn Boston and parts in between, Milford, fucking North Boston, Worcester, Worcester, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Pay for with my own gas too, cuz I ain't working. Crazy shit. Anyways, I got a good heart. That's why I'm always blessed. And as I said, the roster was always fluctuating and changing. Girls would come, girls would go, except the bottom one. Let's just call her Nina. So anyways, one day, my cousin had this girl. She was black and Indian. Not black and Native American, but black and Indian, like Namrege Homye Q, like Shiva Vishnu Indian. And she had Yaki before it was Yaki. She had Yaki in its natural state. You feel me? Long, silky. Let's just call her Saraswati, because we protecting the innocent tonight. On this podcast, we protecting the innocent. So, something about me, something about her. This is the first time I've ever felt like some type of machismo. Or you know how they say in the pimp movies, yo ho chose me type energy. Just doing my thing, driving my cousin to fro here and everywhere, and he's saving all his money because he ain't giving me no gas. He pimping me and the girls. Come to think about it, I'm having deeper revelations. Oh yeah, before I go any further, this episode of this podcast is brought to you by Kyrie Shadow Work. Instead of Instead of people just telling you on their YouTube channels, shadow work, you need to do shadow work. If you don't do shadow work, you won't do shadow work. Thus, you need to do shadow work. I'm just going to show y'all what shadow work looks like. There is the reality and there is also the shadow, for which the shadow creates the reality. Unless you're a conscious nigga for which everything in your life was perfect up until this point. Although you can't explain how you got there and how you're going to sustain it. But I digress and progress at the same time. Saraswati said, Kyrie, there's something about you that I like, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is about you that I like. You have a running vehicle. I don't have a running vehicle. And that's about it. So I see that you are an easy target. You got a good heart, means that it might rub off on me. I might get some of your good juju. By the way, did I tell y'all I'm good luck Chuck? Anyways, as I said, the pimps go up, pimps go down. So he saved all his money, bought him a new car, nice car, had all of his hoes back in his car. He's back living his best life. He's not staying, pimps are international. They don't stay in one place for too long. He goes to another state. He leaves the girl behind. She don't like brandy, but she's still sitting up in her room like it. And I remember one time we went into this place that, cause my cousin's family, which is not really my cousin, they was the scammingest, flim-flammingest people that you ever would want to meet. Your family gotta support you in being a pimp. Meaning that if your family support you being a pimp, your family low down, for which you low down, and nobody's telling nobody that each other is low down, thus the perpetuation of low down energy consists. So at one point we went into this scam flim flam organization, which was his family's. It was some business, some spa or some fly shit that they was creating that they never fully created. They just was good at like starting shit but never finishing shit. So we is in this establishment one time and Saraswati gave me her number. She slid me her number and I said, oh shit, yo, hold on, chose me. I popped my collar and my collar popped me back. I said, oh shit, I'm in the game, baby. She ain't give me no money. She ain't give me no gas money. And the game didn't work like that. However, baby steps, y'all, baby steps. So I'm hanging out with Saraswati and she kind of showed me the ropes a little bit of just kind of adult entertainment. And trust me, I'm not no pimp. I'm just fascinated with the lifestyle. I'm fascinated with the culture. I'm fascinated with the people. I'm so fascinated by it that I can't just simply like watch a movie about that type shit. I can't like read a book. I don't like pimp. I don't like pimps up, hoes down. I don't like fucking what's the one movie, Hustle and Flow. I like it's crazy to be in a situation where like a woman is like hanging out with a complete and utter stranger, and not only is she going to be with this stranger like on some cordial shit, she about to bust it all the way down. And the other crazy part about it is if he be like, all right, $500 if you lick my ass, for the most part, she gonna take that 500 and lick her ass. Now, for me, I don't look at it as judgment. I look at it as like admirable. Like that's because I can't do that, right? I can't actually be a hoe, and I know that I can't be a hoe. Like I can't do nothing with a stranger for real. But my compassion for that type of person that would actually do that, that's some like real fearless ass shit. And I never fully understood like, all right, it's hoes, but it's also squares. And like, I'm a square. I'm a L7 I literally got like a pocket square. Like I got the pocket square with the pins. Like I'm Steve Urkel and I don't have a Stefan, right? However, the energy still like that lifestyle still exists for people that are like that, and those type of people fascinate me. But I look at my cousin, I look at his stable, I look at his lifestyle of that of like a god, because he has a certain type of energy where it's like he's authentically being himself, because like I don't think like you can actually learn it and sustain it and keep the thing going, right? So another person might not, I'm not talking about like sneaker pimps, drug addict pimps, low down and dirty pimps, OnlyFans managers, dudes that beat women, dudes that lie to women. You know, I'm not talking about any negative connotation in reference to adult entertainment, because at the same time, if you really had protection and guidance and managing and nobody that was trying to use you, that would be right and exact. However, I do understand that it's a slippery slope. And ultimately, if it came down to the come down, it's higher levels of how to utilize this energy. And part of this is to explain to women who have sex for free that you just strictly on bullshit. Because that's just crazy. It's like me going into the store, finding the most expensive thing in Walmart, just walking out that bitch with it. Not even like just walking out that bitch, and you know that big white boy with the hoodie that come out soon as you about to get out, where you think you almost home free? That motherfucker just sit there and watch me on the camera and say, "You sure is sexy. You a good looking motherfucking dude. I ain't never seen no dude as sexy as you. You can take the most expensive thing out of this store for free." That shit is crazy to me. So on my channel, I rather talk about the hoes every damn day of the week more than I'm talking about a fucking like, oh, I'm so in love with this man. He is so cute. He is so dreamy. He pay the bills. He pay his own bills and we go 50-50 on the rent. Type women on. Like, I don't want to talk about y'all. I want to talk about the ones that understand energy. Because another thing that I learned about the culture and from the women, and understand is layered and tiered, like it's Michael Jordan, it's LeBron James, and then it's the dude who play college, and then it's the dude who play basketball at the YMCA and shit like that, right? So you might have your YMCA hoe that you know that's fucking for $40 and she acting like she giving you some game, and that ain't really no game. Cause what's the real shit about pimping and hoeing is that you not even supposed to have sex. See, that's the trick. You call him a trick because you tricking him out of his money in the illusion of sex. This is where Pimp C say it's about like screens and TV and smoke screens and mirrors, and you know that's the real game. So an advance is getting the bread, and you can be a goddamn virgin, mother of Mary, and actually that'll turn a nigga on though if you did it in like a little nun. Watch how horny your dude get if you say, "Honey, I'm gonna be a nun. I'm gonna give you some of this nun pussy tonight. I ain't had sex in 50 years, nigga. I ain't never had sex. It's 50. I been a nun. Only nigga that I done fuck was Jesus, nigga. I bet you that nigga fuck you like you never ever been fucked before. You give him some nun pussy. That's a nigga fantasy. I don't even know where I will nun, prostitute, same type of energy. What are we talking about tonight? We talking about goddesses. We talking about sainthood. I can probably find a meme online that relate a prostitute to a nun if I really wanted to. I probably done did this shit already on my channel. I digress. This is more of the line of the Pombagira talks that we have, but more of kind of a mundane, anybody can type listen to it. Because when I start talking about Pombagira, y'all get a little confused. Y'all get a little lost. So now I'm going to just talk about basic hoe energy. So let's get into some history. Long story short, you know, everything play itself out with Saraswati. She was beautiful though. I'm telling you, she was as dark as me, but she had full Indian features and she was like full face, right? She didn't have like no sunken features. So she had like, you know, me, I like big mama energy. I need a round, I need some cheeks that I can go like this with, you feel me? If your shit all sunk in, I can't do this, you know, I can't really. It's my grandma like that, and that's what I used to do when I was a little baby. What am I doing? Shadow work, y'all. I'm going back into time. My wife coming up with some invention. She be writing articles. Shout out to my wife, Mama Mystic. Make sure you go to hoodmystic.com or click the link in the description. Read that pH balance article because some of y'all don't even pay attention to your pH balance. I'm going to tell you what it feels like, ladies, when your pH balance ain't on and you got them little hairs. Them little hairs start cutting us a little bit on our little Johnson. And your pH balance ain't right. Start burning like acid. And you think, ooh, this pussy he all like, because it's burning. It's burning him. It's burning. His pH balance is off. That shit together. I'm just here for a good time, man. I just want y'all to laugh a little bit. Y'all got listening to these spiritual niggas done got y'all uptight. Niggas come through with the spiritual shit. Y'all niggas need a calculator with these goddamn spiritual niggas, don't y'all? Niggas start be like, motherfucker, 2 + 3 + 5. The thing when niggas start doing the number shit, niggas would be like, it's an 8. And niggas would just look at you like, all right, it's an 8. What, do I got $8, nigga? 8 cents? You want me to do 8 push-ups? Send you 8 text messages? 8 what? The reality is that I don't know what the fuck niggas be talking about when they be talking about numbers, and I'm just the only one, because y'all seem to know everything about fucking numbers. Why don't y'all put me up on game when these conscious niggas and spiritual niggas be talking about all this fantastical shit? And how is it helping y'all? Or do it just sound good? Anyways, I ain't on the spiritual shit. I'm just going to do podcasts and talk about shit that ain't even spiritual. Cause if I start talking about spirituality, I gotta start talking about numbers, and y'all niggas gotta bring out a fucking abacus. 2 carry the 3, ass nigga. Did I come here for algebra or did I come here for spiritual enlightenment, ass niggas? Y'all is fucking wonked out y'all fucking brains out here. Niggas out here just saying anything. What year is it? Well, if you add up all the numbers, it bring up to a 5 year. And if it's a 5 year, that means Uncle Luke is coming through with a resurgence. Cause the last time it was a 5 year, Uncle Luke put out that CD with all the booty shaking music. Down in South Florida. Yep. So the ancestors said go to South Florida and shake my ass. Miami to be exact. Because it's a 5 year. It's a 5 year, so I'm going to Miami to shake my ass. Because what? I was on YouTube and a deep nigga said that it was a 4 year and a 5 year if you carried a 1. You didn't know that. You could do that, did you? Listen, I might do a whole video where I talk for like 8 hours and just say a whole bunch of random deep shit. And just to show you that it can be done. To show you it ain't nothing to do. And if y'all sit and watch me for 8 hours, talk about deep shit, I'm blocking everybody that sit and watch the video. You know why? Because I don't need that type of energy in 2022. I'm tired of y'all being deep. I'm tired of y'all being spiritual. Let's just laugh. Let's learn about history or some shit like that. Let's tell stories, right? Let's do something different. Let's fucking write short stories. God damn it. Let's just all write fucking short stories about fucking funny shit. Let's start writing erotic short stories or some shit like that. Let's make some fucking money, right? Let's get it. Fuck the meditation and spiritual shit and fucking Kabbalah and all the weird shit that niggas be talking about. Let's fucking do some arts and crafts. Fuck it. You know what we all should fucking do? Get some clay and make fucking dildos and fucking pussies with fucking clay. It'll be way much more productive than listening to these goddamn spiritual motherfuckers. I swear to God. Oh my fucking mama. I don't know what they be talking about, y'all. Let's do something. Let's do something productive. Fuck. Niggas can be so deep, don't even know the difference between credit and debit. It's a nigga right now who would tell you, Hotep, woozoo woo, wazzle wazzle, right? Razzle dazzle, flizzle flazzle, all right? And we'll use a debit card. Meaning that you so smart, you connected to the gods and the cosmos, but you don't even realize that you shouldn't even purchase anything with a debit account. You too busy in the stars that you won't even come down to earth. And to me, it's unbalanced. I feel like y'all niggas done created an imbalance in the world. Y'all is way too spiritual for comfort. And it don't matter what you saying. Spiritual niggas will be like, well, it can mean that it's going to be hot or it can mean that it's cold. It just depends on the temperature. Never realizing that don't mean nothing. That's literally saying everything what? Like, you know, yesterday I was wearing a hat and I pulled the 4 of cups. And on the 4 of cups, the dude that's sitting under the tree, he don't got a hat. And I started to think, Spirit, what is you trying to tell me? That I shouldn't wear this hat? And Spirit said, no, you shouldn't wear this hat. So I went outside without the hat. And mind you, I'm the first person to be a garbage man. So the whole shift, I went outside with my hat, without my hat, because I pulled the 4 of cups. And I came home and I ended up and I had COVID. And I said, Spirit, thank you for that message. That when you tell me not to wear a hat, I don't wear a hat and I get sick for not wearing a hat. And that's just the reason that I should be wearing a hat. Thank you, Spirit, for that. And I wouldn't have never knew that I shouldn't have been wearing a hat if I wouldn't have pulled that card. See, the 4 of cups is a powerful card. See how easy you can just do that shit? And you know who used to do this shit? This man sitting right here. This dude right here. He was a poet, a writer, an orator, a historian, an astronomer. Overall, cool guy. You should invite him to your party. You used to invite him to your party for like toga parties. And oh, you know what Herodotus was good for? He was the man in beer pong. Used to kill shit in beer pong. Anyways, I'm going to give you a couple of different variations on the story, the introduction of the sacred marriage or the cult of prostitution, which was either a Sumerian or a Babylonian, which would transfer into the Greek, which would then transfer into the Roman, which would then transfer into the good old USA culture of basically, without saying it, without mincing words or adding words, to just simplify the actual theory behind the custom, is that every woman must be a hoe at least once in her life. And this was custom. And when Herodotus went to Persia to look at this crazy custom, he came back and he shared some stories about it. And I'm going to just give you the overall spiel that Herodotus was trying to lay out in reference to sacred marriage, which devolved into the cult of prostitution. There was a goddess Inanna of Samaria and her consort Dumuzi, D-U-M-U-Z-I. And the king would be the consort Dumuzi, and the woman that they would choose would be the incarnation of the goddess Inanna. And what would happen along this custom is that the king and the woman, Dumuzi and the goddess, symbolically, allegorically, historically, in the form of ritual, in the form of consecration, in the form of civilization, in the form of fertility, the king and the goddess will have sex on the beginning of the new year for all the civilization to see. And I have to share this because spirit doesn't lie. Hanging out with my cousin Lee, I was super green, always been green, but I ended up having a girlfriend later down the road who ended up being a prostitute. Well, I don't know what to call her. I'm gonna call her a sacred sex worker, because that's what she was. She was very sacred, very powerful, very magical, super fun girl to just hang out with, be around. We were together 24/7. And ultimately, it wasn't never like pimp hoe. It was more strictly like boyfriend, girlfriend, right? And the funny thing about it is that I wanted to do this video yesterday, was dead set on doing this video yesterday. Horrible snowstorm happened in Michigan. Completely stressed out by it. Said I'm going to do the video today. I wake up today. Guess whose birthday it is? In order to protect the innocent, let's just call her Nautica. That was her name when we was out here on these streets. But I digress. So happy birthday, Nautica. You are an inspiration and a constant light and a constant beacon for everything that I do. Because in reference to spirituality, I don't necessarily create my spirituality off of love and light. I actually find spirituality, I actually find source in actually being in the underworld. And as risky and as crazy as it sounds, that's how I'm actually finding wholeness and finding peace. Not saying that I'm in that lifestyle today, but in order for me to kind of like get a understanding of who I am at a spiritual level, it actually took that experience of that relationship with Nautica that really championed my spiritual journey for real. A lot of the times that I was spending with Nautica, I was really heavy into Bobby Hemmett and really heavy into Brother Panic, you know, because when you out on the road, you can't necessarily be in one place. So we was constantly driving from city to city, just like staying active and staying like just in the thick of things. And she was a really cool girl, and she definitely wasn't a square. But, you know, you can't really have a girlfriend that's like in the streets like that, because generally it's hypergamy times 10. And, you know, I'm not a street nigga. I'm not like, I'm not the type of person that's like swimming in the deep end of the pool. I'm in the kiddie pool, but at least I'm in the fucking pool type of energy. You feel me? But niggas be off in the deep end with it. I'm just in the kiddie pool. Like, oh, doing splashies with my hands and shit like that. Fuck all that. You feel me? Anyways, back to the sacred marriage. So, Nana and the Muzi, the king and the king's consort would have sex in front of the village, and it would be like a New Year's ritual. It would happen every year. It would be symbolic of the king having sex with the goddess and being restored and being rejuvenated. And this happened all throughout of Samaria, all throughout of Babylon, all throughout of Greece, all throughout of Rome. And it just yearly cycle, yearly ritual. But over time, the ritual degraded into a certain aspect. And so Herodotus even shown different aspects of this in these different temples of what was happening once it degraded from a king and more of like a goddess perspective to just like a rites of passage for women, right? And the rites of passage for women was a lot more crazier and a lot more weirder, as that ritual, that ancient ritual of the king and the goddess and the fertility ritual of the civilization, which was probably like thousands of years ago. And then to fast forward like 3,000 years ago, now like there's a bunch of girls just hanging out in the temple and they're just sitting there and they're just waiting for a guy to come and toss them a coin. Keep that in mind, because that's very important to what's happening today in the understanding of our monetary system. But keep that in mind. You will sit in the temple and you will wait until a guy tosses you a coin, and it doesn't matter how much the coin is worth. You accept that coin. You have sex with him. And once you have sex with him, you get to leave the temple and go home. The reality was the pretty girls would have sex and be up out of there. Ugly girls, for lack of better words, would sit in the temple. And this is a story 9 times out of 10, possibly 10 times out of 10, this is completely made up. But it'll really get you in a mindset of understanding the psychology if you can understand more of this modern mythology of prostitution, i.e. societal customs that where, well, one thing is one thing and two things is two things. You'll never find a woman that's a virgin, right? And you'll always find a woman that's had a particular hoe phase. So as a man, you kind of just expect it and kind of understand it. But if a woman is doing it, but not even understanding like why she's doing it, I wonder would she do it in the first place? If she was saying, well, part of me being promiscuous or part of me of just kind of wanting a man to give me money is more tied into a Babylonian custom and not tied into my power, right? Hopefully you could follow me, because that's kind of like a long-winded way of explaining why you don't necessarily need to depend on a man, but society sets up the society to make it look as such, and then ritualize you into doing certain things that may be against your better judgment and your common sense. But that's the kind of idea of a ritual, is to make you do something to show that you conform to society and not to your higher self. So let's read a little bit. They sit in the area of Aphrodite's temple, having a crown of string upon their heads. Some approach this area and others leave. Marked off paths lead every way through the crowd of women past whom the foreign men go and make their pick. Once a woman sits in this spot, she does not return home before one of the foreign men throws a silver coin to her legs and copulates with her in the shrine. When the man throws the coin, he is supposed to say, "I call upon goddess Molita," because the Syrians call Aphrodite Molita. But Aphrodite, Inanna, Venus, same thing. Right? So going further. The size of the coin required is whatever it happens to be. It will not be rejected because that would be unlawful. And the silver coin itself becomes sacred. The woman follows the first man who throws a coin to her and does not spurn him, whoever he is. Once she has lain with him, she has discharged her duty to the goddess and returns home. And after this, gifts are no great thing by which she may be seduced. So if a woman has a coin, or if a woman has made her connection to the goddess, you cannot use things to seduce a woman, because she already have experienced all of these types of things. So another thing that you notice about pimps from my observation is that they're not the best looking dudes. They don't have the biggest dick. They obviously don't have the most money. And they don't have none of the qualities that women say that they naturally want out of a guy. But they're getting the most out of a woman by not doing the things that women say that they want. If you really think about it, it's not to say in reference to the woman more than the man understanding that you'll actually meet a guy that's going to have sex with you 1,000,000 times better than I will, give you way more money than I'll give you. He's going to smell good. And I'm going to tell you what I've heard from women who like deal with dudes. They're not like low quality, fat, ugly, smelly dudes buying pussy. For the most part, a dude is going to buy pussy. He's going to take a bath. He's going to look good. He's going to smell good. Because he's trying to have sex with, he know he's going to have sex. But men, he trying to have sex on some, I'm going to make you fall in love with this dick type energy. A pimp know that you can't make a girl fall in love with things. She has to fall in love with your energy. And it don't mean that you gotta be a pimp to make a girl fall in love with you, but you also have to demand that she not fall in love with what you produce, but she must be in line with who you are. That's why I married my wife, because I know whatever level I'm at in life, however successful, however unsuccessful I am, she's always going to be my wife. So whether I'm good or bad, and generally, you're never going to find that. That's why you get married, when you can actually find that person that's going to be with you. And not to say that you're going to be down and out, but it's good to know that you have that actual support. So those who possess beauty or height are quickly released, but those who are ugly, Herodotus' words, remain there for a lengthy time because they are unable to fulfill the requirements of the law. Some even remain there for 3 or 4 years. In some places in Cyprus, the custom is roughly the same. So that might sound weird, but let's look at the concept that we all know by our patron saint Meg the Stallion. Hot girl summer is in full effect. Hot girl summer is this summer where girls take over and express their inner hoe. So don't judge yourself because of 2019, 2020, 2021. Well, let's say that COVID and Tinder have been your best friends, huh? Some of y'all be using Tinder like goddamn Uber Eats. You just not telling nobody. You know how food will come to your door? Fresh and hot. It's the same way dick could come to your door fresh and hot. Fresh off that goddamn Tinder app. And the thing about the Tinder app, ladies, I'm going to give y'all some real game. And this is shit that y'all already know. I'm just probably letting some of the fellas know. But the fellas already know because they already hitting y'all up. The ugly niggas be wanting to get the ugly niggas, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the good looking dudes. They hitting everything. They might get on Tinder, get swiped left or 7 a.m. Recharge a little bit, 12. Recharge a little bit. Get the afternoon deluxe special, mid-afternoon. Then finish it all off with a nightcap. And the thing about hoe energy is that there's always going to be men to express to help you bring that inner hoe out of you. And I'm saying all of this because y'all do all of this hoe shit and then y'all beat yourself up for it in reference to either A, it's a custom, or B, it's just a natural understanding of your experience down here on Earth. However, my only disclaimer to Hot Girl Summer, my only disclaimer to Tinder DoorDash energy, my only disclaimer is that if you can't tell your future husband how you was fucking strangers, see, you're supposed to do it one time. That's the custom. But if you make it a habit, so this is the reality about having sex with a stranger, is that your best sex is going to be had with a stranger, and you're going to love and react to a stranger much strongly than you will your husband. So you're going to give a stranger the passion and desire that you're not going to give your husband, which is fucked up because your husband is paying the bills. Your husband is picking up your kids from goddamn ballet practice. Your husband is doing all of this shit that the stranger would never fucking do for you. You on your goddamn husband's will, his goddamn car insurance, but you're never going to give him the passion of goddamn Romeo, the nigga that you was dancing with in the club, and you was grinding your ass up on him, and you felt how big his dick was, and from that point on, you just knew you was going to fuck the shit out that dude, so you was calling him daddy, Poppy. You don't even speak fucking Spanish, but you calling this nigga Poppy and shit, right? Going all out of character for this nigga, and then at the same time, you get a man that pay your rent and love you unconditionally, and then you then try to hit him with the type of shit of attitudes and you know what, and all this type of, you know, head rolling and neck rolling and type of shit. So my only disclaimer to hoe energy is if you can stand in your hoe type energy in relation to your husband, then be the biggest hot girl that the summer's ever seen. But let's write short stories and let's, you know, compile our short stories and do like a Zane compilation. Cause if you saying, all right, we got 10 erotic stories, and we all market it, and we all get goddamn 10% of his earnings, then shit, at least you was a hoe for a reason. But y'all being hoes and got some of the most amazing fucking sexcapades, and all they doing is tormenting your reality, making you feel bad for a fucking pleasurable experience. It's girls right now that I know for sure done fucking broke down in tears while we had sex. That I know for sure got boyfriends, cause not even boyfriends, husbands with kids. And it's just like, and it's crazy, but at the same time, you know, life goes on. But do it though. So, let's talk about it. Our girls no longer care for the male gender and are no longer living by social constructs. The hot girl gang sign, what's that you reppin', cut? Is made by twerking. And I ain't mad at you. Your husband on the other hand, your future husband on the other hand, he might have a whole different energy about it. So take it up with him. Don't take it up with me. So we're going to close this podcast off with the origin of money. Remember how in Samaria, the ritual had degraded to you throw the coin to the young lady, and the coin was her get out of the temple free card. Well, that coin was specific. All men couldn't get a coin. You had to be a farmer to get a coin. And since, you know, this is how you build community, this is how you build wealth, this is how you build civilization. I buy the land, and the people on the land cultivate things on the land. So things such as grain, meats, eggs, they would bring a portion of the things that they cultivated off their land or my land, because I'm the fucking government. I run this shit, right? It's my land. I'm Debo type energy. So they would bring the grain or whatever to the, whatever you call it, let's just say the silo where all of the grain is held. As a token from the government that you're a good farmer, I'm going to give you a coin. And this coin meant that you could buy some pussy from the goddess. So the invention of money, before you could buy a Bubble Live Benz on 20-inch rims, you could only use that coin specifically to buy vagine. This is why commerce, I'm coming. This is why Rick Ross can put out a song called Money Make Me Come, and your girlfriend will twerk to it. And you hate that she twerks to Money Make You Come because she ain't came because your ass broke. And you trying to give her the strokes. You trying to give her the left stroke, the right stroke. You trying to put her ankles to her goddamn knees. But she already had her whole face. So she cannot be seduced by your goddamn swivel hip movements, eating her booty. You thinking that you're gonna suck her pussy into love, and you can never fuck a girl that has already had a whole phase into love. So this is why y'all then turn to Kevin Samuels and say, Godfather. And it's a damn shame that you calling a grown man a Godfather, but I digress. You say, Godfather, I'm stroking it, I'm poking it. She ain't fucking with the program. She talking about she coming, but then she said she faking her orgasm. Godfather, what am I gonna do? You should be telling you You gotta get your shekels together, my guy. Gotta get your shekels together. That's the name of the game. If you ain't got your shekels, you need to leave these goddesses alone. Like I said, it's tears. And if you fucking for free, you just never had no guidance. You never had no game. You never been taught to value your goddamn womb, your vagina, your orifices, your body, your temple. And you all for the feels, you all for the emotions, and you have no fucking shekels. The original shekel had its purpose payment for sacred prostitution at the temple of Ishtar. Let's go through the line, why don't we? Ishtar, Inanna, Saraswati, Venus, same thing. What am I doing? I'm preparing y'all for our goddamn Venus and throat chakra series. That's going to be a long time down the road, but I need y'all to pull up on me February 6th. LearnSidereal.com exclusive, will not be on YouTube. I don't care how much y'all pay me. Y'all gonna have to not shadow ban me before I can put my powerful lectures on YouTube. But in order to tap into this actual lecture, please become a member on LearnSidereal.com. Just in case they shadow ban me completely, you know I'm gonna be sitting up in goddamn LearnSidereal.com doing the same thing that we doing here, probably with the same people that's in the chat. However, I digress. The temple, as well being a ritual center, was the storage place for the reserves of wheat that supported the priesthood and also the community in lean times. So farmers fulfilled their religious and social obligations by bringing their contributions of wheat to the temple and receiving in exchange a shekel coin, entitling them to a visit with the temple prostitutes at the festival time. So all this also must be understood in its cultural context. The sacred prostitutes were representatives of the goddess. Let's stop there. Let's stop there, right? Because it's certain things about society, it's certain things about good girls, it's certain things about the lack of knowledge and understanding of sex as if it is a righteous and noble and pious thing to not be and engage with and understanding the cosmic tantra. So, like, sex is intelligence. Sex is spiritual. But if we sit here and be spiritual and sit and talk about numbers and frequencies and hotep and rub shoulders, and I'm gonna tell y'all the real shit was happening behind closed doors to motherfucking shit. Oh yeah, sex rituals is going down in the Black conscious community, whether you know it or not. See, the thing of it, you be like, well, they clicked up. But what binds these cliques is sexual rituals, and not like some old freaky orgy shit that you might want to see on goddamn Pornhub. This is shit that you gonna see in goddamn Anthony Weiner's laptop. Shit that you don't even, oh yeah, I want to be down with the clique. I want to be down with the king. I want to be Run DMC, right? All right, get down with this goddamn sexual ritual in this goddamn basement then. Get laid down on the table and let's strap your ass up then. And let's have the gang come through and do what the gang come and do, right? Oh no, why we gotta go through all of this and that? Because you wanted to be down with the clique. You wanted to be down. You wanted to be Brandy. Ain't nobody acting like shit. God is within you. The kingdom of heaven. We could go through Matthew and start reading about the kingdom of heaven and seeing how it's within you. And a lot of it, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, a lot of it is about valuing your sexual energy to the point that you never have sex until you get married. That's the reality. Or learn about sex to the point that you don't have sex and it damages you psychologically. Or don't have sex with people that could imprint you and you don't even know their fucking middle name or their last name. So a lot of y'all will lay in y'all fucking bed and know that the best sex that you ever gonna have, you don't even know his fucking phone number. How that work? Anyways, the sacred prostitutes were representatives of the goddess. This is what I need women to meditate on before they go to sleep and not like really just say it. Because when you give a man sex, you are giving him access to the divine. All of the shit that they do in church, all of the Holy Ghosts that motherfuckers have in church, all of the rich, all of the pimping, all of the pandering, all of the shit that a nigga do to get in church could be all surmised in a good fuck session. All of the things that you're trying to do in these spiritual groups, all of these things you're trying to do in these spiritual collectives could be all solved if you found your fucking sexual match. But you want to fucking meditate and be down with the clique so fucking bad. Until you get down with the clique and they say in order to get down with the clique, you gotta fuck. And you like, well shit, I was trying to avoid that. But not really trying to avoid that, but trying to do it on the under because I'm thinking sex is for pleasure, when actually sex is like sacred and sex is the key to unlocking your destiny. But if you don't understand it, it's like, okay, we spiritual. I'm a goddess. But how do you charge yourself sexually? How do you explore your sexuality? Okay, let's do this. Is sexuality hidden? Is that aspect of you that's hidden? But then you want to talk to me about fucking shadow work. Shadow work this, shadow work that. Okay, let's get into the sexual piece. I wish I had my shadow work journal with me right now. Because I'm sure y'all get to the sexual piece and put the fucking book down. And then you want to find a guy. Oh, Lord. Y'all out here looking for dudes now. But don't want to show the sexual energy to the dude that you want to get out here and marry. This is the dude that you don't want to have sex with. Make that make sense. But the stranger, you know Spanish all of a sudden. He's Poppy. The guy that you meet, you can't have sex with me for 90 days. I'm abstinent. I'm chaste. Huh? And then the relationship is not at its peak sexual energy. And now you want to blame the man for wanting that which you've given to somebody else. It's his fault now. Because he's too horny and all he want to do is think about sex. But what about you and Raphael? Y'all fucked all day. That was the first time. It was nighttime when y'all started fucking. Middle of y'all fucking. Oh, look, it's daytime. We're still fucking. Do you hear the fucking birds, yo? Like, no, the birds is actually... Hold on, be quiet. Shh, shh, shh. Is that the bus? That is not the fucking bus. Oh my fucking God. And intercourse with them was intercourse with the goddess of fertility herself. Nothing to take lightly. So a goddess, like a god, is a benevolent creature that pours upon its subjects growth, expansion, prosperity, multiplication, sustenance, all things vital. And you know how pimps have they ups and they downs. Goddesses have they ups and they downs. They remember, they amnesia. They remember, they amnesia. They think about themselves. They get isolated. They build their own ivory tower. And then you get so fixated with your vision of what you want, but you're not fixated with the vision of who you are. See, if you got fixated with the vision of who you are, you would release all the resistance, because don't nobody give a fuck about your ivory tower. Not they don't give a fuck about it. They can't actually feel happy about the fact that you got an ivory tower, because your ivory tower don't do nothing for nobody, and it sure don't do nothing for you. It's not solving your sexual dilemma, and it's actually isolating you from the people for which you need to heal from and through. Goddess. At that time, fertility was truly a matter of life and death. I say it's a matter of consciousness awakening in reference to the sexual partner that you choose. A high quality, high vibrational, high frequency sexual partner. You don't have to watch a spiritual nigga and their Patreon and their YouTube and their TikTok and their this and their that and their books and all of the shit that they're doing. If you would just simply have somebody with some wet ass, tight ass pussy, some high vibrational sexual energy that's going to bring about multiple orgasms, that will bring about the communication with the divine. That's it. All that extra shit that you're doing is only going to further your distance from you and the divine, because where is the kingdom of heaven? The kingdom of heaven is within you. What is the key to unlocking the doors to the castles? Sexual energy. Now, even Jesus was fucking with the prostitutes, and we talking about the savior of all mankind. So you tell me what's real and what's fake. If the crops failed, there was no alternative, and everyone starved, or at least went hungry, until next year. Let's talk about prosperity for a second. Let's talk about magic for a second, and then let's talk about sex. Because at one point you say, well, I'm really trying to manifest what I'm really trying to manifest, and I really want to manifest this thing for which, if I manifest it, I'll feel great because I've manifested, and it'll make me look like I'm just this great person that manifested this great thing. Look at me manifesting these things. I really want to manifest this thing, hood. I will do anything to manifest it. Well, let's get you into sexual magic rituals and utilize your orgasm with a divine masculine energy. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I'm single and I'm independent, and these niggas ain't shit. See, these niggas ain't shit, hood. Did I tell you something? I gotta tell you something, hood. See, cause you don't know that these niggas ain't shit. And hood, I don't view you as a nigga. I view you as a brother. So this ain't nothing to do with you, but trust me, these niggas ain't shit. And then you'll see them on Instagram sharing memes. And this ain't about nobody in particular for y'all take it personal. I'm a strong black woman. I'm a strong, independent black woman. Now, what if a lion said, I'm a strong, independent sheep? I'm a strong, independent donkey. you would look at that lion and say, bruh, you're not a donkey. You're not a sheep. You're the goddamn king of the jungle. So it's more to say, as a creator, I'm going to get y'all to the science of the magical ritual of sex and all of that. But the first things first, if you as a magical creator being say that there ain't no good men, as a goddess, as a creator, as a womb, as a manifester, guess what's going to happen in your reality? No fucking good men. How about you say that I cannot stop attracting good niggas in my life? I just keep running into them. I don't know what to do. I wake up, good nigga. I answer the door, good nigga. I go to the goddamn coffee shop, order some goddamn lattes. A good nigga's taking my order and making my damn espresso, girl. Everywhere I go. And see, you might be seeing a goddamn Chinese lady taking your order. You might see a goddamn high school student making your espresso, but you a goddess, you got imagination. How did this work? You ever thought a nigga was cheating on you? And everything that you seen confirmed this shit? You start driving down the street, look up at the goddamn billboard. The billboard say, yo, nigga cheating.com. You like, what the fuck? Hold on. See, I was thinking it and the damn billboard. Hold on, see, and then you driving. Goddamn Dwelle come on. I'm cheating on my girl. You like, hold on, Dwelle. What the fuck? You singing my life right now. My nigga cheating, the billboard cheating. Whole time the nigga not cheating. But since you got it in your mind that he cheating, everything you seeing, every song you hearing, goddamn a thin line between love and hate, just so happen to show up on goddamn BET movies. When you goddamn at the dentist. They got, cause you go to the ghetto dentist, the black dentist in your neighborhood, they got BET on in the waiting room. You just sitting there waiting for your appointment. Look up, this goddamn a thin line between love and hate. You like, see, now that's the 3 times of a charm. Meanwhile, the nigga just been at work the whole entire time. See, he haven't even called me. I've been seeing 3 things that go with goddamn cheating. I know the nigga cheating, y'all. Why am I bringing up this story and bringing up this analogy? Because you can be imaginative and creative and representing the world that you want to create if it's positive and or if it's negative. So before we start talking about sex magic and rituals, you have to imagine a fucking god coming into your fucking life, laying it down proper like in multitude of ways, or else how the fuck you gonna manifest it? I'll tell you one thing deeper in another aspect to just dealing with women, especially beautiful women who are not prepared for God to walk into their lives. If you don't prepare for God, you're not going to treat him or ask him or act as if he is a God. You might keep the same energy and narrative that there ain't no good niggas around and it's a good nigga in your face all the fucking time. Take you out to dinner. You at his house. The nigga got a house. You up at his house. Ain't no girls knocking. You walk around the bitch naked. You start thinking, well, your fear of commitment start kicking in, first of all. Second thing is, this too good to be true. Why you don't ever talk about that? I'm just saying, you got the ability to visualize and imagine any reality. First things first, you got to start with God. You got to start with massage and oils and care and love and nurture. You gotta be the type of goddess that would require covering. I'm gonna tell you another thing. If you're telling me about all, I'm gonna just give you some game. Because you don't have to dig the hole deeper and you can disagree with me. But if you're going to tell me how many dudes that you have sex with, go somewhere with them and have they ass cover you. Don't expect me to cover you. And if you ain't willing to stand in that shit in front of a man, then don't do it. Because the times that you say no will be the times that will bring about the covering that you so desperately require. Of course you can run the bag up. Of course you can start a business. Of course you can be successful at that business because it's more about parameters and forms. Well, relationships is the same way. Your parameters and forms have to be specific to the energy for which you're trying to attract. And this is what you're doing anyways, because it ain't like I got to tell you you a goddess. It's like that you got to realize that you are already a goddess. And everything that comes forth from your goddesshood is what you declare and deem that you are going to attract, because there are women who attract nothing but God force energy in their lives. Nothing but niggas with oily, thick beards, just all in their DMs. Niggas dripping oil goddamn off the phone. They can't even type the shit right because it's too much oil dripping. Goddamn look like some babies done got the phone and just type some shit, but she don't care. Goddamn oil glistening, and she in her goddess energy, she attracting that type of energy. And a lot of y'all have already chose a fucking lame ass nigga way too soon, because you did not attract a man from your goddesshood, you attracted a man from your womanhood. Woman implies that you come from a man, when that's not the facts. How can you come from a man? You ever seen a man give birth to a woman? Or have you seen a woman give birth to a man? Huh? So, if you do not recognize your power, then don't complain about the type of men that you are attracting, because that starts with you and the type of energy that you carry. Can't just wake up and you have to fixate and focus and be that which you are, which is a goddess. Now, a goddess has a different type of hormonal drip. It's a different understanding. And a lot of these understandings can be found through ritual. Y'all can do 4 directions, fucking twerk in the air if you want to, or you can utilize your orgasm in the consort of your divine masculine partner. And y'all can align and fixate on an intention, and it will manifest within the next moon cycle. Or you can fuck for pleasure because it feel good. How good is it gonna feel? How long is it? Are you just gonna just feel good your whole fucking life? Or is you gonna use the technology for what it's actually fucking made for? Because it feel good up until the point that you have a kid, and then you be looking stupid at goddamn this little goddamn crying ass little baby that you gotta feed and change all the fucking time because it felt so fucking good. Or you gonna fucking read articles and understand your vessel, understand your flora, men understand your sperm, understand your homunculus, understand your cells, understand your hydration, understand your energy, and all of these things you bring into ritual. What is ritual? Sex. How do you manifest? Sex. But y'all want to talk about that. Y'all want to talk about how y'all clicked up, how y'all fucking look cute, how y'all manifested some subscribers, how motherfuckers bought y'all funky ass products. Shit smell like a little bit of dust every time you buy this shit. Like, why the fuck this shit stinks so bad? You probably bought it off a conscious nigga. You know a conscious nigga's website when you get to it. Soon as you hit enter, your goddamn computer start getting a little bit more dustier than it was before. Why conscious niggas got dusty nigga aesthetics on their goddamn YouTube and then on their fucking goddamn webpage? You know it's a conscious nigga. They got red, black, and green aesthetics and shit. It would hurt y'all to incorporate pink into y'all aesthetics, won't y'all? Y'all just too conscious for your own fucking good. So, I'm saying all of this to say, you can be a hood rat named Boom Shika with Taekwon right? Boomshika and Twycon can have more magic generated than any of these conscious niggas, because I'm going to tell you what Taekwon and Boomshika going to do that these fucking conscious niggas will not do. And that's fuck until the fucking sun come up. These conscious niggas will fuck you for 10 minutes. Okay? Won't get no orgasm, but will razzmatazz you off of shit from the encyclopedia from day in and day out. Know every fucking word in the encyclopedia, from mitochondria to fucking hemophiliac. Can't make you come to save his fucking life, though. What's the point of being deep? I'm gonna tell you some ill shit, and I'm gonna hop off this live, but I'm gonna just tell y'all a couple of ill shits, right? Imagine, right, being a fucking millionaire. Now, imagine you being a broke nigga, and somehow you manifested $1 million. You done hustled, grinded, you know what I'm saying? You made $1 million. You met a girl, and you said, I got $1 million. No, none of these niggas got $1 million. I'm one of the only niggas in the neighborhood with $1 million. And you take this girl on a shopping spree. You take this girl to the fucking Barbados. You say, you know what? We just going in Barbados for the fucking daytime. We gonna spend the nighttime in fucking goddamn the Bahamas, girl. You take her to Bahamas, Barbados, take her shopping. And say, this is just one weekend, girl, of the rest of your fucking life, baby. And she get open and you give her some, and you fuck her, and you don't fuck her right, she gonna look at you sideways. And a nigga who got some dirty ass shoes, that's her baby daddy, but can fuck her like she wanna be fucked, she will be thinking about this dusty ass nigga who going to the blood bank for $20 a fucking week. That's how powerful sex is. And you can think, oh no, it's all about the money for me. But I'm telling you, if you don't fuck your girl right, she can't respect you. Cause what? It's one and the same. So it's not her fault that you can't handle business. Definitely not her fault. And ladies, stop jumping the gun and stop not having conversations about sex with these insecure ass bum ass niggas. Cause they will take the pussy if you give it to them. They need to have the conversation. You need to have the conversation. Cause y'all need to get y'all intentions correct in reference to sex. Now, if y'all gonna sit and be in a long-term relationship, y'all gonna talk about the bills, y'all gonna talk about where you're gonna be in 5 years, but then when the lights come out, y'all just gonna be bumping uglies at dark. Have healthy, useful, ritualistic conversations around sex, cause that's your magic. Fuck what these conscious niggas is talking about. If your sexual life is popping, then your financial life is popping. That's the lesson of the history, okay? Fertility in crops, animals, and children, that was necessary for future prosperity. Your future is found in your sexual life because your future is found in your children. How do you get children? Through sex. Now, I dare you to have sex with somebody that's not compatible with you. You might be a rich man. Diddle-diddle-diddle-dum. But if you get a bum bitch and get her pregnant, now you won't be a rich man because she will be up in court soon as that baby come, like, I need half of this rich man shit. Fuck him. And he can't see this kid either. I wasn't having no baby for no legacy and for him to be rich and prosperous. I was having a baby so I don't have to work every fucking day. You got me fucked up. I want a check from him to be direct deposited in my fucking bank account every month. And it's a goddamn child support court in every fucking county in the fucking country. So that means it ain't just one or two women doing it. There's a whole gang, an army of women getting pregnant, running straight up to the court. Hey, I got another one. Got another one. Goddamn treating y'all like goddamn bass and salmon and shit. Just thirsty and stupid. Got another one, boss. How much you got on this one? Yeah, this one's a goddamn trash truck driver. He got his CDLs. That'd run me a good $500 a month. How much you doing now? I'm doing about $1,800 a month off these little cheering. Need to get me a goddamn lawyer or a baseball player. I can retire this pussy, but I'm gonna keep working it because these niggas is dumb. They look at a big butt and a smile and they cannot control their sperm. And the reality of it, y'all don't even know when you don't even know when the girl ovulate. Y'all just be deep diving and slip and sliding. She done tricked you and fooled you again. Checks be coming like goddamn. It's a beautiful thing. You won't catch me slipping. It's cool to have babies. It ain't cool to have baby mamas, okay? Baby mamas will be on your ass, you feel me? Anyways, I think that's my baby mama calling me right there. That's my signal to end this video. It's been fun. I think I'm gonna do a part 2 or a part 3 when I get the chance. I've been actually going through a lot of different things, been busy as hell. That's why I've been doing these late night videos to just kind of release my daily frustration. So hope y'all got some laughs off in this video. I really did this for the sake of comedy. I wasn't trying to be historical, wasn't trying to be factual, wasn't trying to be spiritual. I was just trying to be funny. I was trying to make y'all laugh, enjoy y'all evening, and of course, in all the spaces of learning and spirituality and getting a closer sense of self, I think I did that as well. So I'm gonna try to keep doing content like this, educational, informational, and for the jokes. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. Give me a share. Share me on your IG. Share me on your Facebook. Show me on your Tumblr. Share me on your OnlyFans, you feel me? Share me on your OnlyFans, ladies. Whole energy and effect. Oh, I gotta give a special shout out to my dancers. Gotta give a special shout out to my dancers. Dancer 1 and Dancer 2. Hot girl summer energy, you feel me? I feel like it's summertime already, you feel me? Anyways, man, I'm about to take my ass to the crib and get ready for another day. Hope y'all do the same. Stop having lame ass sex though. Get you a girl that fucking turns your fucking fire on, you know. If you get around her and goddamn Rick James and Tina Marie don't play in your head a little bit, she ain't the one for you, dog. Cause it's probably when you come around, goddamn TLC playing in her song. No, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you. She don't want no scrubs every time she look at you. Just so happens she picked a scrub. She hate herself, thus she hates you the whole time. So, fellas, get your fucking paper up, dog. Stop being a fucking broke boy playing video games and PS5 and you ain't got $50,000 in the bank, fam. You got work to do. I don't give a fuck. Get your ass on DoorDash. You don't got no car. Drive a bike. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. As long as my food get there, I respect your hustle. This nigga on DoorDash on a bike. I gotta give him a tip. You feel me? Ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses. Go to the thrift store, buy you a bike, get you the DoorDash app. They don't know what kind of car you driving, fam. They ain't gonna check your vehicle. And if they do, just use your mama car for the registration. Go to where all the restaurants is at. Pick you a location within a certain mile radius and get the fucking peddling. Get your fucking money up, because she ain't gonna want no broke boy. You're not gonna fuck your way into love. You can only toss her ass a shekel. That's the only thing you can do, fam. You could be fat. You could be ugly. You can be dusty. You can be crusty. But please, 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 please don't be broke. Please don't be broke. Hey, Instacart for the win. Get your ass on go to the goddamn grocery store. Get you one of them goddamn bikes with the cart. You know, the ones that the homeless dudes be driving. Ask them where they be getting their damn bikes from. Hey, Roscoe, where your ass get that bike from? What thrift store? Get the same bike. Start delivering groceries to old ladies. Get your fucking coins together. Stop being a broke nigga. Stop calling girls hoes, as it's a derogatory term. And then calling the girls hoes that's making the money, and then putting the fucking girls who fucking for free on a pedestal. We don't do that. We ain't doing that no more. It's 2022. It's the year of the goddess. There's some rules and some parameters that gotta be laid down. These fucking streets. And y'all appointed me to do it. So I'm just fulfilling my duties to the collective. Y'all have a wonderful evening, morning, wherever you find this video. See y'all on the flip side. Peace.